Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Happy Breeders' Cup weekend. Off the Rail Sports with Bert Beiswanger says, get ready for horse racing. That is a beautiful sound. That is the sound of the call to the post. And we're going to be calling lots of horses to the post this weekend. So uh, hunker down, get ready for it. I know we got stuff going on, World Series, college football, NFL football. Well, NFL's on Sunday, so that doesn't matter. All right, but Breeders' Cup is on Friday and Saturday. More about that in a second. I want to talk a little baseball, World Series. This has been continues to be fantastic. The Blue Jays are just this is interesting because when we went into the series, we were looking at lines that were well, I think the series price had Toronto at plus 220, plus 240 to win the series. They have home field advantage. Not that I think home field matters that much in baseball playoffs, and it's proving so, right? I mean, they split in Toronto. Toronto's taking 2 out of 3 in LA. So back to Toronto. Uh, but the fact of the matter is, when Toronto's been at home, they've been underdogs, and when they're on the road, they're huge underdogs. Uh, not quite 2 to 1 on the money, but plus 170 the last 2 nights, and they've killed the Dodgers. Toronto's a better team right now. The Dodgers aren't hitting well. The last series they went into, excuse me a little bit. The last series they went into, Ohtani went into a slump. They swept the Brewers, but the depth of the Dodgers is so good they can plow through a lot of things. And Ohtani was in like a 1 for 21 slump, and he was getting dogged. And then he hit 3 home runs and had 10 strikeouts and said, take that. Uh, so then he carried that into the World Series. But, overall, now it's Mookie Betts just looks lost at the plate. I don't know. But give the Blue Jays credit. They had the best record in baseball. They're loaded. They've battled injuries. They lost Bo Bichette, or they were without Bo Bichette for a long time, one of the best players on that talented team. And he comes back for the World Series, and now they lose George Springer. And they just keep plowing forward, led by Vlad Guerrero Jr. Vladdy's having a fantastic series, but Toronto will print you money, man. They're going to be dogs again tomorrow, especially with Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers, who's got an ERA under 2. But Gossman's on the mound for the Blue Jays, and he has an ERA somewhere around 2.25 in the playoffs, and so or maybe 2.5. It doesn't matter. This guy's not a dog. If the Dodgers can't hit, it doesn't really matter. This could be a 2-1 game, give or take, one side or the other, and so. I don't know. I feel like the Dodgers find a way to regroup a little bit and keep this thing going toward a game 7. But I'm just going to keep betting on the Blue Jays plus money, plus 170 last night, plus 170 or so the night before, plus 130 in the couple games in Toronto. Sorry, at Rogers Center. So I mean, those are good odds. In investment terms, that's just a good investment. I feel like every game's a toss up, and if you're going to give me money, good plus money on one of the teams, I'm taking that team every time. But MLB, hats off, love it. Told you it was the most underrated playoffs. I've said it for a long time, and I'll continue to say it. It is. It's so much better than most all sports. I like the NHL playoffs. And I liked the NBA playoffs last year, but typically that's way below my, in my rankings, below the MLB and the NHL. So anyway, going to be on the road for the next 2 days, 3 days. I will miss the World Series Friday and then TBD Saturday. But that's life. What I'm also going to miss is what I've heard others call, I've said this for a long time, okay? But the Breeders' Cup on tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, the Breeders' Cup Championships, 14 races over 2 days. They've got other undercards, but the championship races, the Breeders' Cup races, 5 on Friday, 9 on Saturday. Best. One of my favorite, honestly, it has become stick and ball sports guy turned horse racing guy. This has become my one of my favorite sports weekends of the year. And so, yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm going to miss it. I don't love that. This is the weekend for me. I love it. I watch whatever hours of coverage they have, 10 maybe. So it kicks off tomorrow. Um, it kicks off tomorrow around 2 o'clock on USA Network. The entire thing is streaming for 2 days on Peacock, and then USA Network and NBC come in at different points on Saturday. But it's an awesome, awesome day, and I really look forward to this. And I will say this: if you enjoy betting on watching and betting on Derby weekend, and specifically the Kentucky Derby, include Breeders' Cup. You'll have a blast. The Breeders' Cup Classic is not the last race on the card Saturday, but it's the last one on NBC. I think that goes off around I don't know, something like 6:30, 6:25, something like that. They've got to go off the air and switch to college football, which stinks. But yeah, the Classics race 9 on Saturday and 6:25. I was right. It's almost like I've been doing a little bit of you can't see that because of the light, right? Doesn't. There you go. A little research. Looking at stuff, going to get some bets in before I hit the road. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make my son drive me there where we're going, and then I'm going to watch Breeders' Cup races in the car on Friday. Saturday, I don't know. It's a wedding, and not sure I should have my phone on horse races during, the nuptials and all that, but I don't know. It's going to be a fun weekend, but I am going to miss this. But hey, listen, if you have Twin Spires account, use that. If you look at FanDuel, if you're already on FanDuel, you can go on FanDuel Racing. You have to create another race account, but you can tie the balance to your existing sportsbook balance. And they always have some good first-time sign-up promos. And DraftKings now, DK Horse has become really popular. And both of these apps on both days have what are called money-back specials, meaning up to a certain amount, usually $10, if you bet a horse to finish in the top 3, a win bet only. If you finish the bet on a horse to win the race, and he finishes in the top 3 or she finishes in the top 3, you get your money back. It's pretty good. In horse racing, it's hard enough to win, and that's one way to kind of help break even. And so we're going to be taking advantage of offers in both of those apps. Not giving it the attention I would normally give it in real time on Saturday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I typically like putting together some exactas too in some of these races where I just feel like it's a clear-cut 2 horses. So bet 1, 2, and maybe double that up and box it so they can finish in either or. So 1, 2, 2, 1, that costs you twice the money, but if those horses finish in the top 2, you win. So do some of that. Have a little fun with it. Superfectus, 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 set. Nothing wrong with that. But the NBC does a fantastic job with horse racing and everything they produce. And so Del Mar looks spectacular. Always, that's where it is. Right on the Pacific Ocean where the surf meets the turf at Old Del Mar. And, man, I'm going to miss watching this. It's going to be awesome. I've got a couple friends out there. I'm jealous of that. Working, visiting as a fan. That's awesome. I'm really jealous of that. Like to make it a trip out there at some point. But I couldn't justify it cost-wise for the Breeders' Cup weekend. So that will have to wait. But, hey, listen, you guys, we'll talk more on tomorrow. We'll talk more tomorrow. How about that? Not on tomorrow, tomorrow. And we'll talk a little more about football, but honestly, I don't care. I'm talking horse racing and World Series. And frankly, got my mind on college basketball a little bit already, which is crazy. I don't want to think about college basketball, but it's coming up. They're tipping off. They're already doing preseason games. They're tipping off here in a week, 2 weeks, depending on who you are. Looking forward to watching the Florida Gators defend their national championship, although I don't enjoy that they lost what would be their best guard this year, Denzel Aberdeen, to the portal, to Kentucky. That stinks, but we have plenty of time to talk about that. All right. You get a leg up on whatever you're doing going into the weekend. Take Friday off. Watch the Breeders' Cup. By the way, because they're in California, they come on later, so it's easy. It's easy to watch. Like, I don't know, the first race tomorrow is like 5 o'clock local time. Last one around 8 o'clock, a little before that. So enjoy. Have fun. Enjoy the weekend, or the rest of the day, I should say. We'll talk more tomorrow, everyone. You have a good day, and we'll talk soon. Get a leg up.